Welcome back everyone, NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to do a marathon for Lee, and this is titled just simply Beautiful Music. This is Lee's personal, of his personal favorites, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to like them. There's some stuff that I do recognize, some stuff I don't. But I'm always excited to do marathons for Lee. Thank you so much for reaching out. The other marathon I already recorded. I haven't posted it right now yet as of this recording, but once you see this, I'm sure it's already going to be up. So again, thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you for sending me the songs. I appreciate it. So what are we listening to today? I know you clicked on the video, so you guys already know, but I don't even know exactly. We're going to start it out with the band Ultravox. This is the song called Vienna from the album Vienna, and this is from 1980. Started out with that one. Then Robert Plant, we just saw Becoming Led Zeppelin in theaters. If you want to check it out, it's really good. It's a little bit on the shorter side, but it's a very nice documentary about Led Zeppelin. Some really cool footage. Robert Plant, we're going to do Moonlight and Samosa. Pictures at 11 is the album from 1982. So I love this because it's just, like his personal, recommendations. Bjork. I know Lee's a huge fan of Bjork. I like Bjork. I still have to watch that movie Dancer in the Dark. Bachelorette is the song from Homogenic. This was released in 1997. All right. Then Seal. Oh, beautiful. Human Beings from the album Human Being. When did this come out? From 1998. I think I only know Kiss from a Rose, honestly. And Hozier. Last marathon I did for Lee, he added some Hozier, and I was just blown away. I was blown away just by the amount of followers this man has. It's wonderful. Movement is the song. Wasteland Baby is the album, and from 2019. And yeah, this guy has, I want to have a career like that. So there you go. Again, thank you so much, Lee, for sponsoring the video. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy. Let's kick back, have some fun. And Ultravox, I've never heard of them. Now, sometimes I do know, I have to look it up, Ultravox, but I don't think so. Because sometimes something sounds familiar. Ultra? No, I haven't done anything with Ultra. So Ultravox Vienna. I'm gonna, play the track, and then in maybe halfway through, I'm gonna pull up some information, talk about it, and then talk about the whole experience. And if you want to comment, of course, on the video, please do so. Like it, dislike it, join the channel by subscribing. It's free, whatever you like, of course. So here we go. Again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Let's go.
In the cold air, freezing breath on the window pane, lying and waiting. A man in the dark in a picture frame, so mystic and soulful. Reaching out in a piercing cry, it stays with you until...
I'm very interested in what this is.
music is weaving. Haunting notes, pizzicato strings, the rhythm is calling. Alone in the night as the daylight brings a cool empty silence. The warmth of your hand and a cold grey sky, it fades to the distance. The image is gone over you and I, it means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna.
I love it. Very good. This means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. Oh, wow. That was amazing. Wow. It reminded me of the only thing I could think of, because I'm so new to like this new wave stuff, because of the instruments. I mean, there were no guitars, more like synthesizers, and the drums were I think synth, and I think even like the string instruments were beautiful. Dum 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 dum, bah, dum 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 dum, and it reminded me a little bit of like the band that started it all. Now this could be, of course, this is according to the guy that we saw on the night we saw ABC. I forget. I keep forgetting the name of the DJ. He was not a DJ. He was a presenter, very prominent man. Even got his, I think, his star on. I don't know if it's the Hollywood Hall of Fame, but the guy knows his stuff, and he gave us literally like a 1 hour lesson of like new wave music, and he started with Kraftwerk when he said, "Oh, it all started in Germany, 1972." I was like, "Whoa, okay, that's interesting." Because Kraftwerk, they started to do like this new music with synthesizers, and yes, and then the problem was that they were singing in German, so nobody kind of like understood what the hell is going on outside of Germany or Austria. So this is obviously beautiful because the singing is really, really good, like beautiful harmonies and just beautiful singing voice as well. So let's read about these guys for a second here. So I've never heard of them before, but here, so Ultravox, earlier styled as Ultravox, were a British new romantic band formed in London April 74 as Tiger Lily between 1980 and 86. They scored 7 top 10 albums and 17 top 40 singles in the UK, the most successful of which was their 1981 hit Vienna, the one we just heard. So cool. And now I saw some stuff down here on Spotify that had to do with Roxy Music, David Bowie. You know, when they throw these names around, you know that it's good. You know, Roxy Music, David Bowie, Brian Eno. All this stuff is stuff that I've pretty much learned here on the channel, you know, like here we are. Yeah. Like many other bands that formed British punk, Britain's punk and new wave movements, Ultravox drew inspiration from the art school side of glam rock. Musically, Ultravox were heavily influenced by Roxy Music, the New York Dolls, David Bowie, and Kraftwerk. Yes, I do have a good ear. Their debut was co-produced by Steve Lillywhite and Brian Eno. Brian Eno is just a guy that I've heard about for the longest time. I remember a friend of mine, he was a bass player, and he loved playing with like a slapback echo on his bass. So every note would repeat itself like 3-4 times. And then we would play notes in between those repetitions, and it would just sound so cool. And he's like, oh yeah, Brian Eno is like my idol. Like I do, like this is because Brian Eno plays like this. And I'm like, okay. So that's where I know Brian Eno from. I never really heard Brian Eno until a lot later. This was great. This was wonderful. Ultravox. And so synth pop, new wave, post-punk, glam rock. And unfortunately, they're not active anymore. But wow, what a great sound. Thank you so much, Lee, for this. This was awesome. So Robert Plant is next. And I mean, what is there to say about Robert Plant? Amazing vocalist, super successful, very, very young. And it's so cool because it shows that even before Led Zeppelin, he was already, you know, doing really well. And then they hooked up with, you know, Jimmy Page, and then Led Zeppelin found itself, and then they had like this the super band, the super group, you know. But this is Led Zeppelin. This is Robert Plant after Led Zeppelin, of course. Pictures at 11, 1982. So pretty much very just recently, you know, after, because Led Zeppelin kind of like stopped in the 80s, right? After, unfortunately, John Bonham's death. But he kept going. Unfortunately, not with with Jimmy Page, but I guess, you know, it was time. He was only in his 30s, I guess, and I guess it was time just to experiment, you know, with other musicians. So this is one of his tracks, and if it's the same as this one, if it's as beautiful, then wow. So Moonlight in Samosa, let's check it out.
Like before, once in a while you stop and say hello to me, just like you used to do before. Time and again, it's like we were in love, and then over and over, nobody keeping score. Once in a while, I think you notice when I smile that love still lingers in my eyes.
Very good. It's just, you know, man, oh my God, Phil Collins is on this album, but not on this track. He plays the first, the third, the fifth, and the eighth. This was the second one, so this was not Phil. But Cozy Powell plays the drums. Who plays the drums on the second? Let's see. I think it's two. Well, maybe he did, you know, I don't know, but I love the flamenco guitar. I love the whole, you know, Robert Plant. You can't go wrong with Robert Plant. It's because he has such a nice singing voice, and he can do all this, you know, the way what he does in Zeppelin is so special. And I'm sure that also when we were watching, you know, when we were watching the movie, and I was talking a little bit with Alexa, like just throughout the movie a little bit, and I was like, wow, it's because they were so special. John Paul Jones, he is a musical genius. Jimmy Page, obviously, a musical genius, and then Bonham on the drums, he's a musical genius. And maybe they were not like jazz musicians, but what they were doing, they were amazing. Also, the studio work is just, you can't that's why they stood out so much, you know. And then Robert Plant, you have Robert Plant as a singer with that voice and that look, and they're all good looking, you know. And it's like they're gonna be successful, you know. It's just like a recipe for success. And he can't do any wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's songs that are not as good. You know, I remember there's a song that I can't stand, which is Hot Dog on In Through the Outdoor. I've been very vocal about this. It's just something that I can't get into when I listen to something like, I don't know, you know, Ramble On, or, you know, anything done before that album. And, but yeah, Robert Plant is just fantastic. And I love the music here. Like I said, I love that little Spanish flavor attitude with the classical guitar, the flamenco guitar. It sounded more like a flamenco guitar because of the scales, but very cool. I love the cover that he's actually smoking a cigarette, you know, as a vocalist. It's just like, you know, the 80s, you know, people were just, I'm just gonna smoke a cigarette on the cover, you know. It's just such a thing that nobody does anymore. You don't see people smoking at all in public places. It's like almost like I used to smoke, you know. I used to smoke for a time, and thankfully I did quit. It took me a long time and it was very difficult, but I'm happy I did, you know. And but yeah, I just found it funny as a vocalist, you know, because you're not supposed to smoke, and if you're a singer, don't do it because it's gonna ruin your voice. But hey, as you can see, he still got it, you know, even today, you know. This is back obviously 40 years ago, but great track. I loved it. There's some really cool there's some really, I mean, I don't know all the players, but I mean, Phil Collins is on this, like almost on all the tracks. So that's kind of cool, you know. They have Genesis drummer on your album. And then Cozy Powell, I know from some other bands. Let me see. Let me just look here real quick. What progressive rock for John Slade, Robert Plant, John Bonham. Let's see. Jeff Beck, Rainbow, Michael Schenker, Gary Moore, Graham Bonnet, which is I think Alcatraz, Brian May, Whitesnake, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Wow, Black Sabbath. So yeah, he knows his stuff. He knows how to play. So really cool. All right, let's keep going. Very cool. I loved it. And no, I was super unfamiliar with like Robert Plant, aside from, I think I've heard one track. I think that was Jimmy Page and David Coverdale. I think it's Coverdale, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but this is Bjork. Now I love Bjork. I'm not like super familiar with her, but I've heard some songs, and I think her style is very, very unique. The way she kind of like sings out of pitch on purpose, and that gives her style, you know. I love that. And it's not like out of pitch like that you're like, oh, what is she doing? No, it's really purposefully, and it's very artistic. So let's go with Bachelorette here, Bjork. Let's check it out. It's insane. This woman is just so special. It's, I don't even know, like, it's like this style. And I was just looking at images of her right now. The how original she is and everything she puts on, the outfits and the makeup, and it's just like, I didn't know that she started her musical career when she was 11 years old. That's insane. And also, I mean, I think she has kind of like done a little bit of everything: electro, you know, electronic music, jazz. She does call herself a pop artist. I just read a little bit here. Let me just, if you have never heard Bjork, let me give you a little bit of an introduction. It says, over her 3-decade solo career, Bjork has developed an eclectic and avant-garde. That's what I wanted to say. It's very avant-garde. It's very artistic musical style that incorporates aspects of electronic dance, alternative dance, trip hop, experimental, glitch, jazz, alternative rock, instrumental, contemporary classical music. Her music has since been subject to critical analysis and scrutiny as she consistently defies categorization in a musical genre, which is pretty damn original. So that's, I mean, I want to do that. Although she often calls herself a pop artist. That's where I read. She's considered a restlessly experimental creative force. That's what I would describe her as. I mean, the way she was singing, and as you can hear, the way she kind of like is able to sing over these chord progressions without any sort of problem, but also make them her own notes. Like, she kind of like doesn't really follow the chord. She kind of like graces over it, almost like a jazz musician when they're improvising. They're playing outside of the chord and then they come in again. And you don't really notice. It just sounds really cool, you know? And that's what she does with her voice. She kind of like sustains the notes there and is kind of like outside and then comes back in. It's really, really special. I've never really heard it any other person do that, you know? It's like, I'm sure there's other people who have the ability, but I'm not aware who does it. And it's just like, this music is just very special. It's, I don't know. I still want to watch the movie. Very recommended by Lee, one of his favorite films. So I'm sure it's going to be very, very cool. And it's just like, this is the kind of music that I like to immerse myself, like bizarre stuff. You know, I listen to a lot of music that's very out there. And a lot of people don't really like it, or they don't understand it. And yeah, it took me years to really like understand what was actually happening. I just liked it. And I think Bjork is one of those artists that you have to kind of like think a little bit outside the box to really get this music, you know. Maybe for musicians it's a little bit easier, but I mean, also there's a lot of people who are musicians just by, you know, by having an amazing you don't have to be an actual player to understand music. You can be a listener, and you can have a super huge understanding of music and theory and why stuff happens in music. And so yeah, I just want to give credit to people who just listen to music. You don't have to be a musician that plays an instrument, you know. But I mean, I'm sure it helps if you play an instrument and you know the notes on a keyboard or on a guitar, or you just read music. I think it helps to just understand a little bit better what's going on, you know. I think it's always kind of nice, and it's not that difficult, you know. Yeah, this was great. I love this track, and it was a very dreamlike thing, like the whole thing that was happening. Very, very cool. I was just like, yeah, in the zone for right there. Really, really cool. And yeah, I would definitely want to see her live. That would be something very, very special. And I don't think she's slowing down anytime soon. She's only in her mid-50s, so she's very, very young, and I hope she comes to Denver one day. You know, we can check her out. All right, so next one, Seal. So Seal, I think I discovered him through the cover of Fly Like an Eagle. I think I heard that cover, and I think it was. I think when I heard that, I thought it was his, and then I discovered that it's not. I don't remember actually who sings it originally. I know it's a rock band. Fly like an eagle into the future. And then, of course, when Rick Beato covered his song, Kiss from a Rose, and he broke it down and he called him, and how did you come up with this? And he's like, well, you know, it's just the chords that I knew at the time, you know. It's so cool, you know, how some artists just come up with the craziest stuff and the most original stuff, and it's just like, oh, that's all I knew at the time, you know. Like, so yeah, so this is Human Beings by Seal from Human Being, and this is from the 80s. 1998. Let's check him out. So good. I mean, this is such a great mixture of like, it's like pop meets soul music and I don't know, it's like dance, you know, it is dance. Let's look what he is like. Okay, so soul, folk, pop, dance, rock. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, he does it all. This is really cool. I love all the instrumentation. There's so much going on. I couldn't even like focus on like one thing because there was something else coming in. Beautiful. Just and this guy, he was raised in England. I think he's Nigerian, Brazilian, his parents, and he studied to become an architect, and then he's like, nah, I'm not doing that, and instantly became successful in music. That is such a blessing. So he did, you know, he did do some work, you know, in bars and stuff like that, it says here, but then once he really dedicated himself, immediate success. That is so, and I mean the people he has worked with is just amazing. Jeff Beck, and he has worked in Hollywood, like for example, Kiss of a Rose is for the Batman. Imagine like doing that, you know, from like you start off and you have a song in a Batman movie, not the best Batman, you know, like that was like. But look, he worked with Trevor Horn, Yes, ABC, you know, George Michael, Madonna. So cool. This guy is just like the complete package. Like, I'm not surprised that he's one of the best-selling, you know, artists in Britain. I don't know if still. Let's see here. But definitely in the 90s, you know, and yeah, just beautiful music. Very, very cool. I love the cover here. Is that him? Let's see. Is that him? I think it is. What an artistic cover. Like he's all like this, and very, very cool. Beautiful. Again, another track, you know, just like mesmerizing stuff that you have to listen to, you know, more than once, like just to get everything that's going on. But I love that it was, you know, it was like pop, dance, and the singing, just a beautiful voice, you know, like, so cool. Thank you again for the introduction or reintroduction to Seal. And okay, let's check out the last song here. And this is something here that I just discovered the last marathon that I did. Well, the last one before the last one that I did is already ready. It's more a rock marathon, but I haven't posted it. But before that, I did some Hozier for Lee, and I was just like, I love his accent. I love just the story behind the guy, and that he was still recording out of his you know, parents' house, and the amazing success he received. And I really liked his music. Really seems, it just sounds really, really good and down like an alley that I like, you know. So Hozier, this is Movement from Wasteland Baby. Let me just check real quick which album this is out of his catalog, because he doesn't have that many. So I think so the Hozier, the first one is 2014, and then there's a lot of singles, and then I think, is that the second one? Wasteland Baby? I think so. And then I think the last one, Unreal. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff on here, but it says like single and then another single and then so I think he has like 3 or 4 albums, but well. So this is from I think the second one, if I'm not mistaken. So all right, let's check it out. Here we go. I got lost in Spotify. Here we go.
I still watch you when you're grooving, as if through water from the bottom of a pool. You're moving without moving, and when you move, I move. You are a cold emotion. There all of you a verb in perfect view, like Jonah on the ocean. When you move, I moved. When you move, I'm put to mind of all that I wanna be. When you move, I could never define all that you are to me. So move me, baby, shake like the bottle willow tree. You do it naturally. Move me, baby. You are the right of movement. It's reasoning made lucid and cool. I know it's no improvement. When you move, I move. You less balloon and leaping, or Fred Astaire in sequence. Honey, you're Atlas and it's sleeping. And when you move, I move.
I love the clapping.
When you move, I can recall something that's gone from me. When you move, honey, I'm putting all something so flawed and free. So move me, baby, shake like the Bible willow tree. You do it naturally. Move me, baby. So move me, baby, like you've nothing left to prove, but nothing to lose. Move me, baby. Oh, baby, oh, baby. Move like gray skies, move like a bird of paradise, move like a north side, come out at night. Move me, baby, shake like the Bible willow tree. You do it naturally. Move me, baby. So move me, baby, like you've nothing left to lose, and nothing to prove. Move me, baby. So move me, baby, shake like the Bible willow tree. You do it naturally. Move me,
This guy has such a good voice, and all the other people involved beautifully done, as a chorus. And oh man, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised he's so successful. This is really good music. It's simple, but it's so good. It's so effective, and I love how it they're first like participating with the clapping, and he has really great range, like really emotional stuff. I love it. Like really powerful voice, you know. Super cool. I really have to get into him like more, not just for the reactions, you know. But I mean, it's just time is not what it used to be, man. Like 24 hours like are not enough. Honestly, it's crazy. Especially when you have like so many things, you know. You do have your life, you have your studies, you have your things, your projects you're working on. Then I am married, you know. You do have to, I want to dedicate as much time as possible as I can to my wife. And but you also have your little hobbies, you know, that you want to kind of get done. And then there's family, and then there's family in Europe, and then it's just like it's difficult, you know, to get to everything. And then another week has passed, and we only have 42 weeks. It's just years are just flying by now. It's like ridiculous. I remember my mom used to tell me, you know, oh, once you get older, you'll see that time passes so quickly. And I was just like, whatever. Yeah, of course. Because for me, time was just like non-existent. It was the slowest thing happening. And now I can really feel it, you know. It's crazy. Yeah. Also with sleep, you know, it's so bizarre. Like I just don't sleep as much as I used to. Like I can't for some reason. But that's something totally different. If you're still here, thank you so much for being here, for checking out the videos. Thank you, Lee. All these songs, so original. Every single one is just such a different style. You know, Ultravox, super unexpected. Robert Plant, I did expect what I got, you know. Robert Plant, and that kind of like is fail safe. And then Bjork is just on a different level completely. Seal was beautiful. Just great music, you know, like that anyone can listen to. This is like what I love about these. There's some artists that you can play to anyone, and anybody would be like, oh, this is nice. Yeah, it's like, and you know, that Seal has like this, like he can please anyone, you know, with his music. And then Hozier, I mean, holy moly, he has like some really great pipes, you know, and also this really dramatic range that really gets you, you know. That I love that. And also, I mean, he looks like Jesus Christ. You know, that's always good to look good, you know. I say Jesus Christ because he has the long hair and the full beard, and he looks good, you know. That always helps. I'm sure it helps. You know, it's not necessary, but it does help. And I mean, you can see he has about 50 million monthly listeners. That's pretty much more than all the 4 artists together. That's crazy. So again, thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate it. I hope you have a lot of fun with this video. I hope everybody had a little bit of something they liked. There was included something that you could relate to or that you liked, and please comment below if you do. Like the video, of course, if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. You know, it's still criminally undersubscribed. It's 70% of the people that watch the channel on a regular basis have not subscribed. I guess they can't decide if they would like to watch us for more than one video. I don't know. It's just a YouTube thing, I guess. But if you can subscribe, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.